Hey guys, Jeff Bryant here. Wanted to do an updated video on my Silber 850, kind of a follow-up to the previous one. Made a few changes to the sled, most notably a Tom's kit out back to kind of help prevent some of that weight transfer, that wheeling I was getting before. Also added some Ice Age rails, SLP skis, B&M boards. The sled's a total beast, and frankly, a lot of the upgrades I've made are really trying to make up for my deficiencies as a rider. But that's snowmobiling. We get that opportunity, and I thoroughly enjoy it. Conditions this day were incredibly good. Definitely turbo conditions, super deep snow. I don't know how far you could go with a stalker, but I'd wager it's not all that far. Really wanted to talk about a few things. First and foremost, I've made zero changes to the turbo, the motor, the reflash, any of that. The sled is complete pull and go in that regard. I'm not cutting this to cut out any sort of issues with the sled. I'm happy to post all the video. You guys can go through it. It's going to be, an hour plus of basically what you're seeing here, and a lot more of me getting stuck. One thing I've noticed with the 850 chassis compared to the Axis is I do have to carry more speed while side hilling. Not to say that in more mellow side hills I can't creep along, but the steeper it gets, the more momentum I have to carry to prevent that washout. Now, part of the reason for that, I think, is the higher riser that I'm running. I'm running a 6-inch riser. Prevents me from getting far enough forward on the sled. So just picked up a shorter one, throw it on here today, and see if that doesn't help some of that washout that I've noticed at time. Moving on, I know I've talked a little bit about how I think the 850 rides in steeper, side hilly, technical terrain. It's definitely a good sled, and as the pros like Jay and Blaine can attest, it's capable of just about anything. So I don't think one chassis really has that big of a leg up over another. It's more to do with how do you ride and what do you most prefer about a snowmobile and that sort of thing. I definitely don't think it's this huge learning curve that I anticipated moving from an Axis to a Skidoo. I do think I tried to maybe make the sled something that used technology to make up for the deficiencies, like I said, that I have as a rider. I think I would have done a lot better to just spend more time on it. Obviously, I think the biggest upgrade I made to the thing, no doubt, is the turbo. Second to that, I think a Tom's kit out back is the biggest thing anybody can do to keep that weight transfer to a minimum and to keep the snowmobile where you want it. I'm making some changes, from this video to the next, in that I'm trying a setup here that maybe isn't appropriate for most and will transfer a little too much weight. I'm learning things like hopovers and reentries, where I need to be able to lift the front end, and the easier it is to do that, the more readily I can learn those things. Obviously, the negative to that is I'm trenching more, not getting up on the snow as much, but that's the cool part about the kit I'm running. I can go back and forth real easily. Today, or this particular day, I was trying to find more of a balanced setup between those things. Overall, I couldn't be happier with the sled. Anybody looking for a complete turnkey, super clean running kit, I really encourage you to look at it. Like I said, this video is running the exact stuff you buy right off the website. Nothing special here. Anyway, thanks for checking out the video. Hope you guys have a great weekend. Bye-bye.